Now recording.
And we're live.
Yay.
Yay.
Hello and welcome to the EO show. Not actually the EO show.
It is not my fault that I drag everyone I know into every... Actually, yes, it is. It is my fault I do that. It is,
But just know,
my fault
EO,
I do that by definition.
just know, EO, that we all appreciate you.
Yes, we all lift each other up. EO brings our entire audience, which is great. Chris gifts Twitch subscriptions to the channel to a significant number of the people who are in Twitch chat right now. So now they can all spam Space Sharks whenever they want, which is best done when Millie's here, but Millie is not here for this one. Oh well. And Cindy has provided tonight's session title, Gorga Disliked That.
Oh no.
Yeah,
She
Gorga's
thought of it.
not going to have a fun time tonight.
No. No, she's not.
Influence lost.
Talia's gonna have to make Gorga like a security blanket or something.
Morley can probably, weave her one. Take a
A
little
security bucket for bailing out the boat.
while.
There's
Aaron.
there are no leaks in the boat, but there could be. With all that said, I should probably introduce the show. Hello, and welcome to Critical Recovery. This is a 5th edition homebrew Dungeons & Dragons campaign set in a persistent game world, and I am Crash. I will be your DM for the evening. I am joined tonight by a bunch of incredibly awesome people, including Archbeth hanging out in chat, LFA hanging out in a different chat. We also have Chris, Ellie, EO, Jen, and Cindy. And, what happened last week?
It got really trippy.
So we had nightmares. Gorga only said part of what her nightmare was, and then we fought some zombies.
I said a little bit of what my nightmare was. Not all the details, but a little bit.
I think Morley said everything pretty much.
Yeah, Talia, I don't trust you all yet.
You don't trust me?
I don't trust anyone yet.
Okay. Yeah. We managed not to die. That was our quest, to not
Yeah,
die.
quest achieved. You all received a reward of not dying.
Mm-hmm.
The quest was its own reward.
I feel like I've sort of been a good influence on Tariash. At least in the bucket of tar thing. That's practical. I approve.
Yeah.
Talia's turning into Gorga's, help when required. Trying to calm her down.
She's probably going to need a lot of that today.
Oh, Talia's ready. She got you, boo.
Aw.
And if I recall, after all of your nightmares, it was decided, hey, let's build some type of flood wall. And you unburied some zombies in the process, one of which was handled off camera by your newfound friend, 8675309, usually referred to as Gen E.
Yeah.
A duo drone, Bard.
Who is great.
Who we
They
must
promised
protect
brevity.
with everything we are.
What was that?
Who we must protect with everything we are because they are amazing.
Except that they're, 4 times our level.
Yeah.
I
You
don't
can
care.
see their character sheet. I added them
I
to the
don't-
party.
I don't care. We must protect them in every way, shape, and form.
The level 2 party must protect the level 9 bard with everything they have. And Thava is also there. Thava, whatever. But protect the bard.
Hey, it wouldn't be the first time I've killed Thava.
We are
You are
not
welcome to
killing
try.
our employer.
Not
Or
technically
our
employer.
employers are our employer's representative. We are not
Technically,
killing
she's
our
middle management.
employer's representative.
We all did also scald Reen for playing with all the dead bodies and causing one to wake up.
And I maintain that trying to have respect for the dead is perfectly reasonable. It's just that the dead weren't inclined on respecting me back.
They're dead.
And
They don't care what you
Tali-
do with their body.
Talia maintains that the dead don't care. Usually they're
Look.
off either being tortured or in bliss.
Yeah, well, I care.
It's the paradox of tolerance. If you tolerate the undead, eventually all you have are undead.
Sure, we'll say that.
I'd be willing to tolerate undead if they didn't try to bite me.
I mean, as a
Well, the last
technicality,
corpse we saw did, so take that as a lesson. Leave
as
the
a
corpses be.
technicality, we have all died. So we're not exactly perfect. So, we're closer to the undead than other people.
Well, at the end of it, Thava returned, having completed whatever it was that she was supposed to be investigating in the murky depths below, and you informed her of the gist of your nightmares. You gave her the Cliff Notes version. Well, technically you read her like the opening paragraph of the Cliff Notes version, but it was enough for her to say, okay, well, if this is a thing that is happening here, and our job is to investigate to see if there's any way the Kraken can come back and to prevent that, maybe the thing that's hanging out where the Kraken was sleeping and is invading your dreams is something we need to deal with to complete our mission. So, with that said, Thava has declared that you are going to go back into the cave system and take care of that.
We've already explored the dry parts of the cave.
So
Well-
I guess the mission now is to boat around and probably have wet boots. Sorry, Gorga.
Can we just, ignore that part? Go somewhere else?
I think she might find out if we didn't do it.
Especially since I'm right here.
Yes, you see, she's right here when you're talking about
Well,
her. But...
here's the thing. Gen E, yes, you're not technically beholden to us. You don't have to go with us if you don't want to, and I'll understand if you don't. Gorga, and Thava puts a hand on Gorga's shoulder. I am not going to tell you your feelings are irrelevant. They're not. Feelings, emotions, fears can be incredibly real and can be very damaging. With that said, you're a water genasi now. You can breathe underwater.
I can what now?
And
Oh,
that's
yes.
the problem with changing people's space.
Did no one tell you?
I mean, it's not helpful, but that's actually quite helpful.
I mean, if I had to pick a first location to attempt breathing underwater, it would not be here, mind you. Perhaps some type of indoor heated pool.
I mean, in fairness, doing it here with all of us around is probably the best thing for her, because at least we'll be there to help if anything goes wrong.
And there's a pretty good chance that it won't even be deep enough for that to be an issue. I mean, the water wasn't incredibly deep before, and most of it's dried out, which implies that the water level is going to be even lower than it was before. So,
Didn't we see an entire waterfall on our last exploration trip?
you saw where there had been a
going
waterfall.
down.
I don't want to make a god angry, so I guess I have to.
We'll all be here for you, unless Gen E chooses not to go. In that case, most of us will be here for you. I will accompany you. I have brought the boat. Oh, wonderful. We can bring that with us.
That is very helpful. If there is enough water,
Well,
then we need.
we're gonna have one person in the boat. Gorga, if it'd make you feel better, you could probably sit in the boat with Jenny.
I died when a boat capsized, so I'm
Oh no, this
I'm
is
not
going
sure
to
if the
help.
boat is more comfortable or not. I'm trying to decide that right now.
Well, I don't want to be too pushy about it, but it's probably best that you decide on the way, because if sleeping here gave you nightmares, very vivid nightmares from the retelling, I'd rather not spend another night here.
All right, let's get this over with. Rip the Band-Aid off, so to speak.
Exactly. Especially since I have not had a long rest yet, so I would like to take one away from here, if possible.
Very well.
All right, let's go investigate, huh?
Okay. So you portage the boat. Thava takes one end. Gen E grabs the other. And you start marching back the way you went through the cave system towards where you found the water line. When you get to room 6, where the Mephits are still flying around, that seems to be their favorite spot. They chatter at you some more, saying a few rude things. Thava hisses at them, and they all fly away.
That's an
Impressive.
impressive trick.
So that's how you get rid of them. Okay.
Well, they remember me.
Ah,
Okay.
This is, well, as the saying goes, this is not my first rodeo. This is not my first time in these caverns.
As we're leaving, I just cast Mage Armor on myself.
Fair.
Yeah.
Okay, and you continue past several sites you've already seen, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time describing all of the rooms that you've already been in. You go past the large room that is now more of a patio space with a giant opening into a very scenic view of the ocean and the lagoon below. And then you get to the next room.
All right.
Where the DM goes.
I've made up my mind. I'm in the boat. Let's go.
So you have reached a room that on my map, I'm going to abbreviate what I've written here. Basically, it's what you've seen before, but there is a definite line in the, I want to say sand, but it's imagine sand, but it's salt. And
what's the
That's-
light situation in the room?
Thava brought a torch.
Okay. I will also do dancing lights and just spread them out evenly, just to help out, just to give us more of a visual.
That's a good
Question.
trick.
Thank you.
Answer.
Oh, no, wait, sorry, I used my in-character voice. I have an out-of-character question. Is there any bit of the boat that would be good to use to take my rope and... basically, I want to tie the boat to me because I think I have the highest strength in the party.
Oh,
I mean-
very, very easily. Matter of fact, the boat has a small rope tied to the front of it already for the point of anchoring it off in a location. It's not that long a rope, but you can definitely add to it. We've already
All
established that the party has rope. It's how... I almost said Thava again.
Talia.
Talia, thank you. It's how Talia managed to climb up and down from the roof of the inn. So that is definitely an option.
Okay.
Smash cut to 3 rooms later. There is another waterfall. The boat's gone over the side, and Ryan is trying very hard to hold on to everything.
No.
That is not canon. That is not happening.
I was going to say Gorga would be having the biggest of all panic attacks right now.
No. The time for someone to go over a waterfall was 15 years ago, and they almost did.
Yep.
And
That was
they're
Vex,
here
wasn't
today.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Vex.
Yeah.
I listened to the episode. Vex did very poorly on Vex's rolls, and
Yeah,
Phoenix
the Ranger
Jr.
/ Rogue did terrible on dex checks.
Phoenix Jr. went to save you. Actually, no. Phoenix Jr. fell over. You went to save Phoenix Jr., and they ended up saving you in the process of saving them.
I mean, that's always how it happens, isn't it?
Just be grateful their keg of Gear Grinder Special had already been smashed. Okay, if Gorga does not have inspiration, Gorga has inspiration. Look, human, I'm helping! What a wonderful gif. I mean, that is definitely a way to mop the floor, and the mop is self-cleaning.
True.
Okay, moving forward. Boldly going forward. So, as you are going through this particular room, as you get into the water, you turn the boat right side up because it was upside down when portaging, whatever. Gently gets in the boat. Gorka gets in the boat. Shark goes in the water. Adventurers go in the water. That's not true. Well, the adventurers do go in the water. And as you look around this particular room, as the DM looks to screen capture this part of the map, you see that there are remnants of spider webs over the ceiling.
That's probably not good. Do they look old? They're like covered with dust?
There's a mix. Some of them look like they're torn and tattered, hanging like in a horror movie. Some of them look a bit more fresh.
So, given my luck lately, we're going to have to fight 100 giant spiders.
Oh, I hope not.
Probably doesn't look like 100. Don't think there's enough here for 100 giant spiders to eat.
If I remember correctly, there were a pair of phase spiders that used to live here.
What is a space spider?
I don't know, but I don't like it.
Really big
Phase
spiders
spider?
that can change what plane of existence they're on. Basically jump into the ethereal plane and jump back again so they can ambush you.
You know, every time you open your mouth and talk,
Right.
I regret it.
So,
It's better to
when I
know.
said
Would you
100
rather
giant
not
spiders,
know?
I was being optimistic.
It is
Gotcha.
better to know what we are running into, possibly, than to just have them jump out, you know?
Well, based on what I was told, one of them got killed and the other one ran away.
We'll just have to be alert, and if ethereal ambush spiders jump out of nowhere, we can deal with it then. They can't ambush us while they're being ethereal, right?
No, they have to be on the same plane as us.
Right. So,
Although, I have been told spiderwebs are flammable, and I'm holding this torch.
If we set
Burning
fire
it.
to the webs, would that just provoke them?
I mean,
we're
It
here.
might.
That'll provoke them.
that also might. I could go either way. And
Maybe
since
we
there's two
should-
exits to this room, I could literally go either way.
Right. Maybe we should light up all of the webs. At the very least, if there's anything living in them, like little face spiders, maybe they will not be a problem anymore.
Plus,
let's burn them. Let me see if I can give a hand. with-
Thava holds her torch up, and the spiderwebs immediately catch and spread. Now, you are all in water that comes halfway up to your knees.
Okay.
So you're not really in danger of taking huge amounts of fire damage. But it's a nice cinematic effect of watching the fire just go, and within one round, the room is clear of spider webs.
Oh.
Although that room to the south is glowing like crazy. There were apparently a lot more down there. I guess that's where it had its nest.
Well, if it wasn't angry before, it is now.
Well,
Assuming it is still here.
yes, it
we
might
don't
not even
know.
be here. One was killed, one ran off. It might not have come back. And at that, you hear...
I think it came back.
oh,
Like I said, with
Okay.
our luck, always assume something's trying to kill us.
Right.
Okay,
I'm
well,
going to start heading towards the sound.
I will cast Armor of Agathis and follow.
I thought you already cast that.
No, I cast
Mage
Mage
Armor.
Armor.
Mage armor.
Oh, so you have two armors going.
Yes.
We heard you
Warlocks,
like armor,
baby.
so you can put armor over your armor.
Warlocks, baby.
Okay, well, you know what this means. This means roll for initiative.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh no.
I got an 18.
I have
Oh,
a
wow.
15.
I got a 14.
Jenny has a +4 to initiative, and I rolled a 2.
6.
So those of us with healing spells are going last, which makes sense.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that setup.
Yeah, but I'm also supposed to be the tank.
Hold on, I need to change something.
I mean, ironically, you're supposed to be the tank, but with Armor of Agathis, I have more health than you.
Probably.
Yeah, but I have an AC of 19 and shield of faith.
I mean, I have faith in both of us being tanks.
I'm okay with the entire party being tanks.
The rogue and the two warlocks go first.
No, that's
I mean,
not
are the
true.
players anyway? Are the players anyway?
Vex goes first.
Oh, damn it. Even in this campaign, that
Yeah,
doesn't
even
change.
in this campaign, the being known as Vex will always go first. That's why I laughed.
The only reason I was going first all the time is because Revised Ranger had advantage on initiative.
Advantage on initiative while also being dex-based.
Yes, it was kind of ridiculous.
But fair. Ridiculous, but fair. Okay, so Vex goes
wait.
first. Sorry?
I'm sorry, that reminds me. Ryan has advantage on initiative.
Oh, I didn't realize I'd had that cast on me. So still, I mean, that's better. That's better by 1, but that's
It means
better.
you're not sharing
Better.
initiative with Gen E.
It's still better.
Yes.
I don't think the order changes, but it's better.
Yeah.
Vex uses their movement to fly into the cave to the south, and then immediately flies back and starts circling around Thava's head and chirping angrily.
Did your pet just pull back something from there?
I think what he's saying, if I can interpret pseudo-dragon, which isn't really a language, but never mind, is he's upset because there's nothing there.
Oh, that's much better. Okay.
No,
Ethereal plane.
that's much worse.
Oh, right. I
Mhm.
forgot about this.
I love that there is a die roller built into the encounter tracker.
It's so good.
I don't have to hijack someone else's account to do this now. So, Zuda,
Mm-hmm.
As a bonus action, a spider appears behind you.
Okay.
Does a 12 hit?
It does not.
Okay. Well, it attempts to bite you. It doesn't go its way. But that was unfortunately its action. It is Thava's turn.
I have one here.
Is that your character referring to the spider?
Yes.
I love Zuda.
Wonderful, Zuda. Thank
Just
you
calm,
for finding
you know?
it. And Thava points her hand out and throws an Eldritch Blast.
Great. 3 warlocks.
3.
Yes. Well,
Oh.
Thava's existed before your warlocks did, so...
Right.
Well, out of game. In game, that's different. In
I was going
game,
to say, Talia was like the third
Talia is the
character
oldest out of all of
in
them.
Campaign 1.
So that's a 25 to hit and 2 points of damage.
Oh no.
Best war. Oh, she didn't pick the add your charisma thing. Ugh.
No.
2
Thava
points?
was always... Remember, Thava was a warlock of an ancient green dragon.
Yeah, that's a gen.
It was
That's
all
a
about
general
trickery.
warlock thing, though.
Mhm,
Yes.
mhm.
Mm.
Well, at least it's injured now. My next attack can be told.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to hit it hard. That's what you're here for.
Uh-huh.
Gorga, you are sitting on a boat. Over to the side, you see a phase spider trying to eat one of your new friends.
I stab the face spider with my rapier.
You are too far away to do that if you stay in the boat.
Everyone else is only knee high, right?
Not even knee high. Halfway to their knees.
Okay.
You got
I'm
this,
getting
dude.
into the water and trying to stab the thing then.
Let's put it this way.
Proud of
So Ryan's boots are wet, which they don't like, but they're not so wet to the point where the water has flowed in over the top. So you hop out of the boat. I'm going to say that uses half your movement. It's like dismounting. But that still puts you within range of getting to the phase spider with the movement you have left. So go ahead and give it a go.
All right. And I got a 23 on my attack roll.
It's a glancing blow, but I'll allow it.
Wow.
And since
It
it's
casts shield.
attacking Zuda, I'm assuming I get my sneak attack as well.
I will allow that.
I'll roll the 1 on the sneak attack damage for a total of 8.
You're still the heavy hitter in this party. Morley,
Okay, since I just saw Fava do the Eldritch Blast, I will try one myself. And let's see what I have to do for that.
Just roll a d20 and add the modifier.
still thinking of
Uh,
Caleb trying to say Eldritch Blast.
sorry, what?
Eldritch Blast.
It's a critical role thing.
Okay,
The extra
2 hit.
syllables.
If I hit the button next to
Yep,
under,
It'll just roll for you.
yeah. So that's 7 plus 5 for 12.
A 12 will miss.
Ah,
Ooh, okay. So we're higher than a 12, guys.
okay.
Good to know.
I had to check.
That's my turn, basically. You get one
Okay,
action.
well, yeah, level 2. You don't get...
Yeah.
Yeah, even the
Okay, I
fighter
can
doesn't
do
get
the-
to do 15 actions.
Right. Okay, I can do the Eldritch Blast as well, but I don't have very good aim yet.
Work on
It's
the aim,
okay, you're
dear.
doing great. Talia,
Bonus action, Hexblade's Curse, and Eldritch Blast. Ooh, 23 to hit.
everyone's rolling really good for hitting, well, except for Morley. It's okay.
That
Morley's
is
not a
probably
fighter,
you.
though. Morley's not a fighter. This is all kind of new to him, you know?
And really, you're fighting a spider. You are a trained weaver. It's a matter of professional
Right.
courtesy.
That is not. That is terrible.
That is
6
terrible,
points of
yes,
force
but I think it's
damage,
funny.
6 points of force damage.
Okay, everyone takes 2 points of force damage from the DM's pun. No, not true. Not true. Roll your damage.
Oh, I did. I rolled a 4 plus 2 from the Hexblade's Curse, so 6 total.
Okay. It is immune to half-elf damage, unfortunately.
Apparently.
Good thing we're not throwing a half elf.
Also true. Also, it's bloodied.
I'm going to point out anyone picks up Talia and throws her, they will be thrown afterwards.
Gen E casually steps to the side and puts their hands behind their backs and starts whistling Girl from Ipanema. But it's all static because they whistle it very fast. Okay, next up. And everyone pauses. Gorga, you've already gone. You hear a voice
Yes.
in your head again.
No.
You are closer now. Seek me out. Seek me out. I can help you.
I think to myself it'd be nice if this voice could give some better instructions, but Yeah, otherwise I'm
Oh,
going to do
son.
my best not to react.
You are so cool. It
Yeah,
is
Gorga
Ryan's
does not
turn.
want anyone to know this, so she's going to try to pretend to be engaged with the spider.
Seek me out. I can help you.
Only Gorga heard this.
I know. I'm using my green pen.
Oh,
They used their inside voice.
In their inside Gorga's head voice?
Mhm.
Yes. Ryan, it is your turn.
Right. Spider. All right, then. There is a spider here. I have a longsword. I think that the proper course of action is pretty clear.
I believe the traditional means of disposing the spider is with a shoe or a very
Shoe,
large glass
longsword,
and a piece of
as long
paper.
as it's a harsh meeting.
And I am going to cast Green Flame Blade, though in my headcanon it's not green, it's sort of glowy gold because Divine Soul.
That's perfectly acceptable. The DM is perfectly fine with cosmetic changes.
13.
A 13 hits.
Ah!
So we now know their exact armor class, because a 12 didn't, but a 13 did.
Mm-hmm. We
That
know.
will be
That's the magic number.
5 slashing, and I'm assuming there aren't any other hostiles within 5 feet.
59 other phase spiders pop into... No, it's not true.
Oh,
That is
no.
not true. They are a CR3 encounter and you're level 2. No, I'm not doing that.
Gorga would still manage to say, I told you so.
And yeah, I am not going to use any of my potential bonus actions.
It is Jenny's turn. Jenny yells static at it, and you've never seen a spider blink all 8 of its eyes, but it does. That did not have the desired effect. Zuda, you
I
found the
told
spider.
the dead.
Would you like to sit down
Yes.
beside it?
No, I told the dead.
Boom.
Wisdom save at 13.
That is a 14.
Ah, darn it. And nobody's taken any damage, so I don't have any bonus action.
Okay, then we're up to the beginning.
Actually, I'm currently at 14 of 20.
Oh, that's right. You didn't get a long rest after the zombie attack.
Nor did I get a short rest.
Well, I recommend that we take a short rest after this, then.
I'm going to retcon something, because if you were injured after that attack, it makes total sense for Jenny to have cast a healing spell on you. So I'm going to say they did this
okay.
before you went in. They cast Cure Wounds on you and did 7 points of healing.
Okay, I'm at full.
Jenny is not the kind of character that would say, oh, look, you have taken a lot of damage. Well, I could heal you, but I'm going to carry this boat instead.
Yeah.
I mean, they might end up being oblivious enough that they would not realize you were injured. But looking at their passive perception, that's unlikely. Jenny's got a passive perception of 19.
That's even higher than mine.
Well, they are also level 9 and a bard. Okay. It is Vex's turn. Vex swoops in to do a chomp. Actually, no, they're going to do a sting. That is the traditional attack against spiders, after all. And that's a hit.
Is Vex just a scorpion now?
Well, pseudo-dragons have scorpion tails for 4 points of damage. And that means I need to have the spider make a constitution saving throw. Actually, no, I don't. No, wait. Huh. Did you know that some spiders can, in fact, be poisoned?
Well, the venomous, not poisonous.
Okay, so I need to make a DC 11 Constitution saving throw, and that's a 12. So it's doing fine, except for the fact that it is very, very injured. It is the phase spider's turn. They disappear.
Of course it does. I'm just going to assume it's going to rematerialize in someone's stomach or something.
It must be too big for that.
From what I was told, the last time there was a phase spider attack in here, one of them was killed, the other one phased out, hence the name, and then it ran away. So we might be very, very lucky.
That sounds like wishful thinking, but I guess we have to go forward anyway.
Well,
So if anybody sees this spider return, maybe let us all know.
I'll keep an eye out.
I think we
I'm
all...
keeping an eye
best
out for a
we-
lot of things.
Best we all be on alert. Gorga.
I'm getting back in the boat.
Still. Good Good job.
It was knee-high water or being eaten by spiders.
In the distance, the spider bar.
From the other realm. Just to yell at us.
Honestly, I think the salt content in this water is so high, you might just float, even if you tried to sink to the bottom.
I'd rather not experiment.
No, I don't think we have time for that. Well, since the room to the south is currently on fire, I suggest we head west instead.
Indeed.
Sounds like a plan.
Yes, it's good to not run into the fire if you can avoid.
Works for me.
And things up here might get a little more intense. They might not. I've never been in this part of the cave system before. This is new territory for me.
So you are saying we have no idea of what's coming, yes?
I have a vague idea, but my first-hand experience ended back near the giant hole in the cave.
Personally, I anticipated additional cave.
Well, up ahead, the first adventuring party that came through here encountered a water elemental. If we encounter a water elemental, I suggest running. Your initial requirement of don't die as an objective remains.
Very well.
Right. I'll keep an eye out for weirdly behaving water, I guess.
There were also fish people.
Fish people?
Yes.
Did they have a name?
You could call them Joe and Barbara if you wanted to.
As in
Like,
A
what
species name.
sort of people were
Thank
they?
you.
Like, yeah.
Not that I'm aware of. I didn't ask the thing that made them.
Oh,
So they were made.
by what? What meant that?
That's a very good question.
You have two
My
guesses,
assumption-
and both of them are Kraken.
My assumption is actually that it was not the Kraken, because when it was here, it was sleeping. But I've been wrong about things before. Oh, well, if you are very curious, here's one.
What was the name of the fish people that murdered Talia?
Sahuagin.
Sahuagin? I thought it
Sahuagin.
was.
What you find is you find a pickled corpse that is sort of just bobbing in the water in front of you. It has
Well,
very...
that one is probably dead.
Yeah, it looks like it's got burn marks on it. It looks like parts of it are shriveled up. It's got a few stab wounds.
So it
But
was
otherwise-
burned, stabbed, and then left in the water.
But the most disturbing feature is, in fact, that the mouth opens up not like with a top lip and a bottom lip, but with 3 lips that open up
Mandibles.
in different directions.
Lovely. Does it look like a Sahuagin?
I don't know what a Suhurakan
I don't
is.
think that.
I think it's safe to say from Talia's interactions, she knows what Sahuagin tend to look like. This does not look like any Sahuagin she's encountered.
Okay. I can't
Well-
remember what Sahuagin looked like. I'm not going to lie to you.
This looks charming.
Yeah.
It's dead, so
Burned,
it's not our
stabbed,
problem.
and left in the water. You did say other adventurers had been through here once.
Yes, more than one party, actually. Ryan, do me a favor with that sword of yours.
Hmm?
Cut its head off.
Sure thing.
Okay.
Aggressive.
Yes, well, I've been
Good
told
enough
that is a way to
precaution
make
with all
sure
the
they're dead.
zombies.
It's also a way to make sure we don't die.
These are all true statements. Okay, I'm not going to require a roll. Ryan goes up to
It
it
is not a zombie good.
and slices its head off, and now it's 2 things bobbing in the water instead of 1.
Ugh. Well,
I agree it's aggressive, but, as has been pointed out, the last body you attempted to move decided to do so on its own. I'm okay with not taking chances.
yeah.
Yeah, if we're going to mess
Seems
with corpses, cutting off their heads and stabbing their hearts is the method I prefer.
Okay. So from this hallway, you got 2 options. You can continue to go west, but it sort of bends to the northwest, and it looks like it opens up into a larger chamber. You could also instead turn south, and there's a smaller chamber there that looks like it's got exits to the east and west.
Let's take a look at the larger chamber first.
Works for me. We have, no other direction anyway. It's just we're looking for a thing that may be somewhat related to the Kraken. So, yeah, we're just kind of wandering, I guess.
Okay. So as you go into the larger chamber, Gorga continues to hear, "So close. So find me."
I try to think very loudly, but only think. More specific instructions would be helpful.
Would you like to play a game of hotter or colder? You're getting warmer, warmer, warmer. It does not actually say that. This is not a being that would know how to play that game.
I was totally down for doing it.
We see Gorga walking around and pointing. Here, here. What are you doing? Oh, just listening to the voice in my head. Don't mind me. I mean, hi.
The horrible thing is, I feel like Ryan would potentially accept that explanation.
Well, we have 3 warlocks in the party, so I imagine voices in the head is kind of a standard issue thing right now.
3 warlocks, a cleric,
And an Asimar with a dream buddy.
and an
a cleric.
Asimar who has a divine guide. I'm not sure there are any party members who don't have voices in their head as an occasional feature.
I mean, not wrong. Not wrong at all. That's actually quite concerning.
So, fun fact about pseudo-dragons, they have limited telepathy.
Oh, God.
Oh, wow.
It turns out it was Vex all along. No.
Oh, no.
They can't communicate words. They can communicate emotions and feelings.
So when I said I was going to eat them...
It did not deign to communicate with you telepathically. It can send things. It can't receive. It doesn't read your mind.
No, because I was saying I was going to eat them.
Yeah. But it can't read your mind to know if you're telling the truth or not.
She was serious.
You were telling the truth, but still, that's
She
besides
was
the point.
serious.
So you have gone into a room that I have on my map listed as room 4, which is quite large, and there was a really epic battle against a water elemental in here 15 years ago, in which a goat jumped through it.
I
think I remember
have questions.
Yeah.
This
Player
is-
remembers
Gave me a bag of
character's
tricks.
idea. Yeah.
Aaron
This is-
gave me a bag of tricks.
Yes,
Yep.
I gave.
He
I
regretted
did
it.
give the original Vex a bag of tricks. I
He
regretted
regretted
it only because technically each of the animals in it was supposed to have its own initiative, and the ranger had a pet that had its own initiative. So that was one person with 8 initiative rolls.
Oh no.
If forewarned that there was going to be combat, Vex would just sit there pulling each animal out until there were no charges left.
Oh no.
And if I
And
remember
had
correctly,
names for all of them.
yeah, you named
Yes.
all of them. Sir Barnabas was my favorite.
No,
Lord Tubbington's. Lord
Lord
Tubbington's.
Tubbington's. It was Lord Tubbington's.
Lord Tubbington's was my favorite name that you picked. That was the Mastiff. Barnabas was the goat.
Barnabas
That was
the goat.
that
We
was
had-
Nico's mount.
We had
It was
Trinket
Nico's
as the
mount,
bear. Yeah, that was great.
Trinket
One
did
other
not
bag of tricks,
enjoy the last room in this cave.
I want another bag of tricks. I demand another bag of tricks.
Whenever he gets in a fix, he reaches into his bag of tricks, Felix the cat. That's our copyright strike. Okay, so this room
Gonna have
4 it does not appear to have a water elemental in it. It does have briny water in it, but there's no large pillar of water reaching up out of it with 2 pseudopod arms to smash you into pieces. It is aesthetically the same as the previous rooms you've been in, except for the ceiling goes up a bit higher in here, and there is a sense of foreboding. And maybe you're just writing it off because you've been told bad things happened in here and last night's streams weren't very good, but it might also be because there's something bad in the next room. Who knows? Maybe in this room.
All right.
Maybe the DM's going to roll on the random encounter table again.
Is anyone else getting a creepy feeling?
For the last 3 days.
Yes, but this room is thick with creepy feeling.
Yeah, something off.
This entire quest.
I mean, the vast majority of this party are
Something
warlocks.
specific is off.
I do not feel any foreboding.
Good to know.
Well, I'm gonna take a careful look around.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Yay, perception check. 15.
Okay, you find another dead body.
I am going to remove its head.
Okay, you cut off the guy's head. Oh,
Sorry.
I see the reason for doing that. Honestly, I do, but I knew that one.
I do hate that has become the norm. I'm just saying.
I know, me too, but you were recently attacked by zombies. One of you almost killed. Makes sense.
I'm sorry, Talia. Are you now complaining about me doing what you were saying I should do?
Actually, I told you to just leave them alone. I didn't say cut the head off until it woke up. Just pointing that out.
Yeah, well, leaving him alone, maybe not as much of an option in this situation.
Look, we cut off its head. It's not a danger. How about we just ignore it?
Thava has pulled the body over to the edge of the cavern. So it's like up against the wall a little bit, and part of it is now out of the water. It's very pickled. It's been floating in here for 15 years. And she places the head on top of the body. It can't be on top of the neck very well, but just like sitting on top of the torso and past its shoulder.
You said you knew them.
Yes.
Who were they?
His name was Sal. I could have been a bit better. Choices I made probably led to his death.
Gorga doesn't have anything she's got to say, but she is shockingly casual about that remark.
Well,
I get the feeling that's not the first time you've had to say that about someone.
No,
Nor do I think it'll be the last.
but he and his friend were the first. I imagine his
happened to
body's
his
still here
friend?
too.
His friend may still...
Yes. We split up the first time I came here. They had one mission, I had another, and we both failed.
Sorry, does it look like the one of the guys from my dream?
It does. The robed guy. I mean, truth be told, it's a good thing that we failed. I was under a different employer at the time.
The Kraken? Please don't say it was the Kraken.
Oh, gods, no.
That's good, at least.
No, to be very honest, I didn't know the Kraken was here. If I did, I probably would have been a bit more cautious.
I'm going to take a wild swing. You keep saying about your little dragon friend. Keeps you right, named after someone. Did that person cause you to fail?
And their friends, yes, more than once. I had many thorns in my side in my past life. There was one particular gnome that... Well, never mind. But I imagine I was a thorn in their side as well. It's probably a very good thing that this is not my original body. I would likely not fare well if I met up with them again.
I'm assuming it was them that killed you.
It was, actually. And if you live long enough, we'll probably go to that location as well.
Well, I know it's not worth much right now, but if people want to give you a hard time for what you did before you turned over a new leaf.
The sentiment is appreciated, but also that hard time would be very justified.
Also, a little too easily trusting. Not that I'm saying you are a bad person, but we don't know you. So the jury's still out on that one.
Oh,
None of us
totally
know each
fair.
other.
Yes.
I mean, we all just met.
Exactly.
Yes. Part of the having you spend a day to your own devices and just trying not to die, which, by the way, good job everyone so far, was so you do a little team building, but without the whole trust fall exercises. Those were always weird. I never got those.
It works sometimes.
Yes, but then the sorcerer keeps casting levitation, and it spoils the whole thing.
Depends on the team.
I didn't say they cast levitation on themselves. Falling up is an experience, by the way. Okay, well, we've been playing for about an hour. What do you say we take a short break
I would love that. I need to go AFK real quick.
before we enter the last room? Okay, we'll be right back. We are back, and apparently some people were disturbed by the fact that I declared that the next room would be the final room.
It's not just that you said it was the last room, it was how you said it.
You know what you did.
I misspoke. It is not actually the final room.
It was how you
See,
went
now
into
I'm
the,
worried.
I mean, there's plenty of rooms you haven't even gone into.
It was how you went into the Europe song. It's the final cave room.
No, it is not the final frontier. That is a different campaign.
Ba-ba-ba.
Cobalt in space. Okay, so this room appears to be larger than what you've encountered before. The ceiling goes up so high that you cannot see it in some places. And there are several corpses floating in the brine in here. One human. One is an impossibly large skeleton that is not so much floating as it is submerged and resting on the bottom, but it's large enough that huge portions of it are sticking out. There's a few ribs over there. It looks like the knees got broken off. Some of the bones just floating loosely.
Let's get to removing some heads.
Oh, the skull of this particularly large skeleton looks like, if hard pressed, a gnome could make a nice little bungalow summer home inside of it. Not in this location. This location is prone to flooding, so insurance wouldn't cover it at all. But otherwise, it's a very large brain cavity. And the last corpse is a large fish-like abomination with a significant number of tentacles.
Similar to the one we saw earlier?
No. The other one looked like if you took this thing and a human and combined them in a teleportation experiment.
Well, let's remove that thing's head first.
By which we mean I should go chop it off, yeah?
I can help if you want me to.
Nah, it's alright. Rapiers aren't so good for the, cutting.
Thava puts a hand on your shoulder and says, maybe keep your distance from that from now.
1 minute, we're cutting.
Alright, you're the boss here.
I know what that is.
And that is...
Well, Thava, I will allow you to make a history check.
Yeah.
Sorry, Talia.
Thava shouldn't have to make a history check about her own life there. You know?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Well, no, this is... Thava hasn't been in this room before.
Oh, right. Okay.
Natural 20.
Oh, yeah,
22.
you know what this thing is. Matter of fact, some recent allies of yours in your past life, the most recent past life. I need to distinguish which past life we're talking about here.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, that is a significant portion of your backstory. That's fine. We'll not get sidetracked about things. We'll not get sidetracked. Moving forward.
I know what
There's
you're
a track.
There is. There was a mine that you were in earlier. It had some minecart tracks.
It's a very all over the
left
place
it.
track, but there's a track.
Yes. So, in their adventures, now you didn't spend a whole lot of time with them before the unfortunate falling out that you had off of, well, you were on the boat as it fell, but never mind about that. Out of the sky.
Yeah.
They had previously come into contact with a being referred to as an aboleth.
Oh, son of a...
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
But, and they'd managed to do a significant amount of damage to it, but it got away. However, this thing looks like it has been here for quite some time. It is, in fact, pickled, like everything else. And it appears to be dead. But you recently encountered some zombies who also had appeared to be dead. So,
Realizing what it is, I turn to Fava and say, I don't think we're in the position to deal with a zombie aboleth at all.
it might actually be dead, but I would very much like to keep my distance from it.
Maybe so. Wait, the dragon won't come back. Never mind.
So, can one of the people with more experience with weird magic critters explain what an aboleth is?
Aboleth?
They don't want to poke the bear. I say we don't poke the bear.
Go on, dear. You
Oh,
explain.
there was a bear here. Apparently, it did not enjoy the experience.
Why is there a bear in a cave? Says the one whose other character made the bear in the cave.
I'm just going to let you think about the words that just came out of your mouth. But with that said, so Ryan, you know how there's gods.
Yeah, I am definitely aware of gods.
Well, yeah, I am aware of who I'm talking to, yes. What came before gods? That is one of the things that came before gods.
There were things before gods other than just...
I don't want to know what the first gods were like then.
This wasn't a god. It
Oh, it's
existed.
not a god.
I'm
Well,
not
no,
fans of, I'm not a fan of the
I'm-
gods we currently have.
Its species existed before the beings that we refer to as gods existed.
It's just old.
I don't want
Like
to
beginning
know
of time.
what kind of
So old and
deities
scary, let's
they
not poke it.
believed in, is what I'm saying.
Well,
More-
the only valid information I think we need is it's old and scary, let's not poke it. I'm happy to leave it there.
And maybe it will leave us alone.
Gorga,
Assuming it is still alive.
give me
Yeah.
a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
21?
You are a
Okay.
beast.
So, assuming, and this is a tenuous assumption to be sure, that this is not the source of the bad dreams that you had, and I'm very much hoping that it isn't, but it probably is. Let's do a bit more exploring while walking along the outer edges of this cave and not making any sudden movements and not trying to walk close to this thing while someone's microwave tells us that its tea is done.
What's a microwave?
Never mind.
Okay.
So, I'm not one of the ones who dreamed about tentacles, but did the tentacles look like that?
I didn't dream of tentacles either. I only dreamed of a room
I
flooding.
did.
Those of you who remember tentacles, these look like those.
Yes,
Yes.
this is very similar to what tried to
Oh,
pull me
great.
underwater.
Oh, great. So it's
Indeed.
alive.
Well, we don't know. It was the dream.
No, it's alive.
Oh.
No. Life might not be the right word.
Okay, it's undead. Point
You're already
is,
putting it in the classification of gods, and gods don't die the way we do. This thing might not
It's-
either.
No, they don't.
it's not a god.
Not
It's just
the same
old.
way.
It's not a god. It's just old.
Old
But it's an
and
undead.
nasty and a bit of a problem.
Especially
Why?
that it's undead.
Why? So the Kraken had an aboleth helping it as well.
Of course I would.
What is it with this Kraken and aboleth?
Well, the Kraken considered itself a god, didn't it?
That would explain what thingies that existed before gods thought about.
Kraken were made as weapons by things like the aboleth.
Oh,
But you live
well,
long
that's
enough.
worse.
It consumed gods. It had the power at that point. This is all very troubling. And with that said, Morley,
Yes.
could you do me a favor, make a wisdom saving throw?
Stop doing this.
Wisdom saving throw.
We need to get out of here.
I've rolled a 17 plus 2 for a 19.
Okay, yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
I feel like the longer we stay here, the more likely it is to hit the fan, as it were.
Alright, so what are you proposing? If this thing's our mission, then we need to do something, and this thing's weird, so I don't think I can come up with a good something.
Anyone
Do you
have an
think there's-
ability to consecrate this ground? Or water?
Uh,
No.
You're talking to a warlock, dear.
Same
There's a
here,
cleric
yes.
in the party.
Yes.
Suda?
I forgot that Ellie was a cleric.
I don't think I have that capability at the moment.
Okay. Well then, plan B. What ranged abilities do we have? To set it on fire or whatever from a distance?
Eldritch Blast doesn't do fire damage, I'm
yes.
afraid.
No, not fire. It does, like, electric, I think.
Force. Just
Yeah.
pure kinetic energy.
Don't know how good that would be with this, but...
I can do some radiant damage.
If you're asking for fire, I have a tinderbox, and that's it.
I can also do
If,
some radiant damage in a pinch.
If I can do damage to something from over here, I have no idea about it, you know?
Well, we're all learning about ourselves.
Right.
Gen E?
Wait. Rain, your weapon. It went on fire, remember?
Yeah, long
Oh.
swords, not really extendable.
No, I get that. Fire, you know, it's the only option. It's the only source of fire we have.
I could make the floor be lava. Oh, that's
Oh,
a wonderful
God.
ability. But it would only be an illusion. Well, not so much. We'll put that on the
I-
maybe pile.
I could throw a torch at it.
I wonder how it would react to that. I mean, it's
I-
probably not enough to kill it.
This is going to be a terrible idea, but I think we're just going to have to, if we need to deal with this, we're just going to have to either try now or get out of here.
Ryan,
Because
give me
I
a
don't
wisdom
like
saving
being
throw.
here.
I vote
I
for get
will-
out of here.
One moment, let me check.
Someone's going to
that's-
fail. The more we roll,
Eventually.
someone's going to fail.
Mhm.
And I don't want it to be the tank, to be honest.
Oh
We were
no.
just talking about how there's more than one
Nat
tank in here.
20!
Oh,
Okay, yeah, you're
thank
fine.
God, you glorious human being.
So, you know what? I think I'm done debating about this. And Thava casts
Oh,
Sacred
God.
Flame.
Okay, I
Yeah.
join her with an Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Are we rolling initiative for this, or are we just doing it?
We will be shortly, possibly.
Okay.
Now, Sacred Flame requires a saving throw. That's Dex, and wouldn't you know it, if you're lying inert, you don't tend to get a saving throw for dexterity.
Yeah, it's an auto fail.
However, lying prone at range means that the Eldritch Blast is disadvantage.
Yes, it is. 14?
Are there nearby tentacles?
No. Not within range of you.
Does a 14 hit?
A 14 will miss.
Darn.
It has a natural leathery hide that has been made more leathery through a long-term salt treatment.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have two
It has had the
hand
longest
axes.
spa day of all spa days.
I am going to throw a hand axe at it.
It has 3 eyes in the center of its head, and each one of them has a slice of cucumber on top of it.
I'm gonna get my bow ready.
Because I'm not sure exactly what throwing a hand. Okay, it's +4. Okay. Well, I did not get critted, but that's a 19 to
That will hit.
with a hand axe.
Throw that axe.
That is 3 slashing.
Okay. At this point, I will ask everyone to roll initiative.
Okay.
Okay.
Got a 15.
I also got a 15.
14.
17.
9.
9.
And Gorga and Talia were 15.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gorga obviously has the better dex. Gorga will go first out of the two of us.
My initiative's only +4.
+1.
And I've put in the damage that's been done. Okay, so the body of the aboleth doesn't move.
However,
It doesn't move.
I feel like there's a however, though.
Well, possibly
There's a
we're going to
bug
have to
coming.
wait until its turn in the
Mhm.
initiative order. That might end up being the thing. It is, however, Thava's turn because she had a 20 for her initiative. And I'm suffering the curse of too many tabs open.
Oh no.
Okay. So Thava says, well, it worked the first time. Sacred Flame. And that's another 21 points of damage. It may have resistance to certain kind of attacks,
Mm-hmm.
but radiant damage is not one of them. Sacred Flame usually is not my particular flavor of spell, but at the same time, when fighting something that evil, you go with what you know will work. Morley,
Okay, I don't have anything with fire. I don't.
just hit it with anything that hurts.
Okay, I'm going to try the Eldritch Blast one more time. And I've got 14 plus 5
disadvantage.
for 19 with the first roll. And then I roll again for disadvantage, yes?
Hmm
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
In the future, remember, you can right-click now and pick
Yeah, I
disadvantage as an
forgot.
option. Well,
Okay, the second one is 11 plus 5 for 16, which is
a
lower than the 19.
16... Wrong tab. I'm not throwing that at you tonight. 16 will miss.
I have missed again.
But you're getting closer. It takes practice.
I don't know. Yes, but this is not what I have practice in.
Well,
Oh well.
you're learning by doing. I
You
believe in
could
you.
say this.
I also believe in you.
I appreciate. Thank you.
I'm glad to not be the only one learning how to do magic-y things for what it's worth.
Okay, it is Gen E's turn. They speak static.
You keep doing that, Jenny.
I am using vicious mockery. I am insulting its lineage in binary.
Oh, Jenny might be my favorite character you've ever made.
It failed its save. I have done 7 points of damage.
You are doing better than me.
Jenny, maybe try and bolster us as well.
And as a bonus action, I'm going to look at the initiative order real quick. Jen E turns to Gorga and says, You can go now. I believe in you. You will do well. And gives a bardic inspiration die to Gorga.
That's
Thank you.
not what I'm talking about.
That was my plan
And is it-
anyway, but now that you said it, it sounds like it was your suggestion, and I'm okay with this. Okay. Speaking of which, it is Gorga's turn.
All right, I said I got my short bow ready before we rolled initiatives, but this is a ranged attack, so I'm assuming disadvantage. Is that correct?
Yes.
And the lower of the two is a total of 9. I'm guessing that's a miss.
That's going to be a miss.
So I fire my bow and swish.
Okay, Talia.
I'm going to regret all of this. How far away from it am I?
Looking at the map, you are along the edge. Those squares are 5 feet each. 1, 2, 5, 10, 15, 20, 20. You're, I would say, 30 feet away.
I'm going to regret all of this. I'm going to summon my rapier and run at it and stab it.
It's a bold strategy. Let's see if it pays off.
As a natural 18, 23 to hit.
Okay, it definitely hits. Could you make a wisdom saving throw for me?
Mm-hmm. Is this for to charm me or put me to sleep?
Did I say it was?
I was just asking because it's a racial thing.
I am aware. I am aware.
Okay. I'm going to use my inspiration on that. That's
why
much
I did it.
better. That's a 22.
Okay. That is worth knowing. Wonderful. So you did hit.
May I now do damage? Okay.
You most certainly made your damage.
That is 10 points of piercing damage.
Okay. You feel like you just ran through Jello. Or gelatin. Jello's a brand name.
Okay.
There was something physically pushing you away. Or mentally pushing you away. You're not sure if it's really something where there's a distinction between the two. It wasn't pleasant. And it feels like you mentally resisted something really bad happening. But otherwise, you're fine. Everything's fine. We're all fine here. How are you?
I mean, I said this was probably going to be a bad idea.
Yes, but use your inspiration, so I'm sure you won't roll badly again.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm gonna drink my weirdly bacony potion.
Would you like to explain to our listening audience what the heck that is? Otherwise, you're just drinking liquid bacon.
Yuck. It's a potion of gym membership. Drinking this potion allows the character to add 1d4 to all strength-based rolls and add +1 to damage dealt using weapons where the character is allowed to add their strength modifier. The effects of this potion fade after 1 hour. The potion's liquid is brown and smells strongly of cured bacon.
It sounds awful, but it's awesome.
I think drinking it is a bonus action.
Yes. If you're giving a potion to somebody else, it's an action. That's how we're house ruling it. But if you're drinking it yourself, it's a bonus action.
I am drinking it myself.
There is a certain gold dragon that used to be a kobold that drinks several of these as a morning breakfast shake, I'm sure.
I'm sure, yeah. That sounds right.
One of Gox's bacon recipe inventions
Right, yeah.
that he
It sounds
dictated
like
to
it could
Marwise
be.
many years ago.
Right, yeah. That fits. That fits.
Okay.
And then I am going to pull out my longsword, and I am going to go find a tentacle to hack off.
Okay, give me a wisdom saving throw.
All right. Nat 20.
Okay.
Again.
Yeah, you're totally fine. You encounter the same thing I told Talia about, how it feels like as you're running forward, you hit a sort of, like, you've heard of gelatinous cubes. You may not have encountered one in your past life. I leave that up to your own backstory, but you have at least heard of them. And unfortunate adventurers who running down a hallway have run into them. And very briefly, you think that you've done this, but it is not that. There is nothing that is revealing your skin's freshest layer as it dissolves you currently. Yet. But there is some resistance that prevents you from moving at your normal speed. You are able to get close enough to a tentacle and make a swipe at it if you want.
I'm gonna do that. No weird gelatiny feelings are gonna stop me here. But also I need to double check what my potion does again, because okay. And Ryan's sword lights on fire again as they take a swing with their longsword. And that was a terrible swing. I guess weird gelatiny feelings are possibly going to stop me here.
Okay, yeah, 10 is unfortunately not going to do it. So, but
There's
the good
no
news
room
is,
for Jello.
the good news is that potion lasts a whole hour.
Uh-huh.
Okay, it is someone else's turn now. Maybe I shouldn't say that in such a creepy voice.
Do you have other settings?
I think I already gave you inspiration.
Yes, you gave me inspiration for a gift earlier today.
And an inspiration die. Okay, so let's see. Talia and Ryan and Morley.
Yep.
All three of you are going to have attacks done against you. It's not the body of this thing that rises up. There are tentacles that rise up out of the water, but they are made of water.
Lovely.
This is familiar.
Okay, that's a nat 20 against Talia.
Wow, rude.
And a 15 against Ryan.
15?
Yes.
That will not hit.
And a 14 against Morley.
That will hit. Can I cast Mage Armor? Or is it too late?
Yes,
It's too late for that.
Okay, well, it'll hit.
Okay. So...
it does, whatever hits me does take 5 frost damage.
Okay. So as this tentacle of water hits you, it freezes and shatters. And looks really darn cool, but also hurts a heck of a lot. As is my custom,
Of course, the
I'm
water
going
would
to
be
roll
out to
the
kill
crit.
us.
I'm going to roll the crit damage in chat. Morley, you're taking regular damage. Morley's taking 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, this is bad.
Oh no.
This is bad. This is bad. This is bad.
Oh, it's going to get worse.
Uh-oh.
Talia is unconscious.
Talia went flying back through the air in the process of getting hit by this thing.
Crud.
But on the bright side, you did 5 points of damage to a bit of water.
Yay.
The water is bloodied. Wait, no, that's just Talia leaking out. Never mind.
Oh.
Wow, rude.
Okay. Vex goes to attack, and Thava grabs Vex by the tail and says, "No, you don't." Vex is upset.
Well, if I've just used a reaction to stop a dragon.
Pseudo-dragon, technically, but yes. Zuda.
Oh, there's something I should have.
There's a few things that a lot of people should have done. Yes.
Seriously, man. 3
Yeah,
sixes?
Didn't.
3 sixes on D6s?
You're fighting an aboleth.
No, I'm fine with the roll 4d6, but 3 sixes on 4d6?
And a
This is
1.
rude.
If there was a 1 in there.
That's just rude, man. Sorry, continue.
Given what has just happened, I'm going to hold my action until initiative round 0.
Okay. No one goes after you. So,
Okay.
Initiative round
That
0.
That was the question that I had. I wanted to make sure nothing else was going to happen
Fair.
before Talia's turn. Okay. Sorry, not Talia. Thava. Talia has been thrown back toward us.
yes.
Okay. How far is Rhine from where we were?
Ryan ran forward. I'm going to say it looks like Ryan ran forward 30 feet.
Okay. Then I'm going to cast 2 spells, one of which is a cantrip. I am going to spare the dying on Talia.
Thunderbar.
You become stable and don't have to make death saves.
Exactamundo. You are wonderful. Thank you.
And I am going to throw a healing word at Morley.
At me?
Yes.
How many do
And you get 7 back.
7 back. Okay. That helps a lot.
And that's my
Okay.
turn. I'm kneeling next to Talia with my shield out. And
That's fair.
actually, I am kneeling between Talia and where the tentacles sprouted up with my shield out.
Okay. All things considered, you're actually doing better than expected. Just so you know.
Talia's
And-
lying there just bleeding out.
And also, it's wounded
Well, not bleeding
now.
out anymore.
True.
And the way Thava says that, there's some pleasure in that voice that might require someone to make an intimidation check, but it makes it safe. There's a Toll the Dead. Thava does 3d12 points of damage on a successful Toll the Dead at her level, but it made it save, so nothing happens. Morley.
Okay, I'm going to. This thing hit me,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm going to use a reaction if I can and do Hellish Rebuke. So I'm going to point
Okay,
at this.
that's a reaction. You do that when
It's a
you get hit.
reaction.
Yeah.
Okay, then it has to wait. I'm gonna try Eldritch Blast again.
Give me a roll.
Got 16 to hit.
Well, it's at disadvantage because it's.
I did it
prone.
wrong again. Okay, I'll just hit it again. So I had a 16, and the other one is a 22.
Okay, that is unfortunately going to miss because we got to take the 16.
Okay, Morley's a bit disappointed.
You keep getting really close.
That's why.
It keeps plunking in the water in between where there's two tentacles. You're hitting between the tentacles. It's like the horrible game that people with no self-awareness play where they stab a knife between their fingers really fast on a table.
Oh, right, yeah.
Only you're doing that with Eldritch Blasts, and it's not you.
Yeah.
And we want someone to get hurt. So it's pretty much not like that at all, but never mind. It is Jenny's turn.
People are getting hurt. Just not the people we want.
Well, actually, no, them too. Okay, Jen E gets out of the boat and splashes forward and casts a second level Cure Wounds to heal 11 points for Talia.
Thank you.
You are quite welcome. Without you, I would not have been able to cast it. And as a bonus action, again, switching between tabs, Jen E says to Talia, we can finish this off. We just need to work together as a team. And you have a Bardic Inspiration die.
Awesome.
That is a D8, by the way.
Wunderbar, thank you.
Gorga, you're up.
All right, well, I was getting ready to heal Talia, but it looks like Jenny took care of that. So I'm going to make another shot with my short bow, and I'm assuming still disadvantage.
Yep. But remember, you were the first person to get an inspiration die from Gen E, and you have a different inspiration as well.
Okay, so the lower of my two was an 11, but I'm going to add the Bardic Inspiration, which is a D6, right?
No, it's D8 from Gen E.
Oh.
They're a higher level.
And I rolled a 1 on that D8, so I have a total of 12.
Okay. Well, that's not going to hit, unfortunately.
I am just whiffing with these arrows. They go zing, but they don't go plonk.
They go bloop. The water's just deep enough that you can't see the fletchings above the water after they land.
Wait, it's prone.
Mm-hmm.
I should have been rolling with advantage.
Well, you're going after Talia. You'll get your chance. Unless Talia does more damage than this thing has left, which, if Talia does, at level 2, I have concerns about Chris's character building skills. Not that they're bad, but that they're too good.
I'm sorry?
I mean, I did see a level 1 cleric a few weeks ago do 25 points of damage by casting a single spell. But let's not talk about that.
And the vampire has opinions.
Yes. With that said, Talia, it is your turn.
Okay.
It's very fitting for you to say the vampire has opinions, considering what town this is.
I get up. Rude. Nope, wrong accent. Rude. How far away from am I?
At this point, you're about 10 feet away. You were knocked back a ways.
Okay. I summon my sword back into my hand. I run at it and do another slice.
Okay, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Nat 20.
Okay. You feel the same resistance as you run forward, and you still feel like you're pushing off something bad. Like, as if you were petting a porcupine and managed to do it well.
Okay. It's prone, so as I said, should have been rolling at advantage, so I'll do that. With my slice. Dirty 20 to hit.
Yep.
11 points of damage.
Tallied.
Do I have anything else I can do? Action. Okay.
Action surge? Oh, wait.
Wrong
Would you like to
character.
rage?
That's me.
Yeah, action surge. Well, isn't me, but eventually will be.
That's me. I'm good.
Okay. Ryan.
Right. You want to fight them. You're gonna have to go through me, and I do not get gone through easy. And Ryan is sort of only semi-deliberately casts Shield of Faith on themselves.
Okay.
And that's a bonus action.
Child of the divine, if that is what you wish, I can accommodate you.
Is that something we all hear or just Gorga?
No, just Ryan.
Go ahead and try. And that is out loud. And now I am going to, is it still prone?
Oh, yes. It has not
Yeah.
moved since you started
Right.
trying to hit it.
Okay,
If it wasn't for the water
Let's-
tentacles, you wouldn't even think it's fighting back.
25.
It's a close call, but you think you grazed it.
Okay, and that's gonna do. Let me take a look at my thing. 1d8 plus 3 slashing damage because the potion of gym membership makes me do 1 more damage. That's 9 slashing.
Not too bad. Okay. First tentacle attack
This
is going
the
for
spider
Ryan.
bark.
That's a nat 1. A water tentacle forms, just flies through the air, but it goes right over Ryan's head. Ryan doesn't even have to duck. A few water droplets
It heard
land.
itself in confusion.
A few water droplets land in your hair and just make it sparkle aesthetically. Next attack.
Ryan is now 100% more anime.
And
Yes,
Ryan was
speed
pretty
lines
anime
everywhere.
before.
Speed lines are everywhere. Second attack is a 19 on the die.
What's the bonus?
So that's going to be a 28.
Okay, shield cannot help me there.
Okay, that is 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, I am going to roll my concentration. Remind me if the DC is the damage you took or half the damage you took when it's higher than 10. I did not word that in a way that makes sense.
Whichever's higher, 10 or half the damage, I want to say.
Okay,
So in this case, it's 10.
So, all right. I am going to use my inspiration. I do not want to lose Shield of Faith.
That's a nat
thanks.
20.
That's much better.
Okay, that's a thing.
Okay.
How many points of damage? 12?
12.
It was 12
Okay.
points, yes.
All right, yeah, I am definitely bloodied.
And for its third attack, that is a 12.
Still at me?
Yes, still at you.
Yeah, 12 is not even close.
Okay.
My current AC is 21.
Wow.
Because EO likes making characters with an AC of yes. That is the Aboleth's turn. Vex chirps angrily at it because Vex is still being held by the tail by Thava.
You said Vex, and I thought you were meaning me again.
It's been years, but yes.
I know.
We said drinking a potion is a bonus action.
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and drink a potion. And it does nothing right now. And then I am going to... We're certain that the aboleth is the one causing water attacks.
Well, nothing happened until you started desecrating its corpse, so it's a safe assumption.
Desecrate one corpse and you get tentacles thrown at you.
I know,
It's
right?
more than one.
Well, with our luck, it's only natural the water itself would be trying to kill us. Or should I
Very
say my
true.
luck?
Okay. I am going to use my inspiration to cancel out the disadvantage on this roll.
Is that how inspiration...
Technically, no, but the DM will allow it.
Oh, okay.
Well, how I've been house ruling it, you roll poorly, you get to use your inspiration to roll again, but you'd be rolling at disadvantage, then rolling at disadvantage. So, whichever. It doesn't matter too much. Make your roll.
It's a 19 plus 5 for 24.
That will hit.
For 15 radiant damage from Guiding Bolt, and the next attack against it has advantage.
Okay.
Guiding Bolt! That means it'll die soon.
Technically, it means that Guiding Bolt should have been the final blow. Okay. Next up is Thava, who sees you've done this. I mean, I really should do an attack that... This is out of character. I really should do attack that make me roll to hit, especially after that blessing you have given me. But no, I'm going to go with my tried and true. And Thava, again, is going to cast Sacred Flame because it does less damage than Told Dead at this point, but it's a different save. And when this thing was alive, it had a dexterity modifier of -1. It's also still not moving. Okay. So those of you who've played World of Warcraft will understand Moonfire spam. That's Thava's doing that right
Wow.
now.
Okay.
Sacred Flame comes down again, blasts it for another 13 points of damage. Morley,
Okay. I'm going to try Eldritch Blast one more time because clearly I need to practice. And it's still at disadvantage, right? See if I can hit that button.
yes.
Right click. Hold on. I'll get it.
No, they cancel out.
They cancel out?
Oh, that's right, because you're doing the next actual attack roll.
Okay.
So,
I
you're just doing a straight up roll to hit.
Okay. Doing that. 10 plus 5 for 15.
15 will unfortunately miss.
Yeah. Okay.
What is this thing's AC?
I'll
17.
never know. I never hit
We're gonna
it.
skip at 7. Oh, there you go. 17. There you go then.
I mean, it's not good. Based on its hit points, I doubt it's going to survive this round.
Well, we've barely hit it so far, so
Well, no, it's been
No.
taking significant damage over this time, and not
Just
just
not
from.
me.
Yeah, specifically, Morley's been the one that's been missing each turn.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler's been doing damage.
I
Ryan's
have
been
yet to
doing
hit it
damage.
either.
Gorga's been missing as well. It is Gen E's turn. I have so many toys to play with.
Is one of them fireball? Because we could use a fireball right about now.
I disagree.
Too many in melee.
I disagree that we could use a fireball.
That is the perfect
I have been
time.
unconscious once this fight. I don't want to do it again.
That is the
Gorga's
perfect
vote
time
is still
to-
fireball.
Okay,
Talia will
Gen-
remember this.
Gen E splashes the rest of the way forward. Needs to make a wisdom saving throw. Ooh. Then clutches their head, which is weird because their arms grow out of their head, and splashes to a halt and just goes, no, 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 no. Imagine this continuing. I'm not going to keep saying it, but imagine it continuing. I rolled a 6 for their wisdom saving throw.
I think Jenny broke.
I think something broke, Jenny.
Gorga,
So, I'm going to make the predictable move and try to shoot it with my bow again. Rolling at disadvantage.
Wait, you're a rogue, and I'm within 5 feet of
One-
it. Am I
one
flanking?
could argue.
Do you have?
One could argue that would give you advantage on the attack in this particular case,
Which would cancel out the disadvantage, and
and also allow for sneak attack damage.
so I rolled a 19 on the die itself with a +6.
It's a glancing blow, but I'm definitely going to allow it in this particular case. Roll your damage and don't forget to add sneak attack.
Alright, so let's see here. That's a total of 14 damage from the short bow.
I need to show you something.
It's either at 1 health or 14 was exactly what we needed.
Am I that predictable?
Yes. 14.
Oh, wow.
Now, granted, you didn't go into this fight with it initially at its full health because it had died twice already. But yes. So, Gorga, you were missing a lot. But when it came down to it, in its final moments, how do you do this?
I don't know, this thing's a skeleton, so I'm not sure what
Oh no,
vital
it's not a
parts I
skeleton.
was-
It's the pickled corpse of an aboleth. There's a different thing in here that's a giant skeleton.
Oh, in
Yes.
that case, arrow in the eye.
Okay. It has 2 left, but that one arrow goes into the brain case, and whatever was left of its brain is shattered in the experience, and you hear a fading voice in your head. This is very disappointing.
Next time, be more clear on where you are.
I was right frickin' here. That is not canon. It does not say that. Okay. And when this arrow goes in and shatters the brain case and Gorga's having this mental conversation, the rest of you see the water, like, ripples and foam just radiate out from the corpse and hit the walls. Everything that was bobbing in the water sort of just gets pushed towards the edges a little bit, and then everything is completely still.
Right, Thava. You think chopping the thing up will make anything worse? Because I think I should chop the thing up, if not.
That was not fun.
No, it wasn't. Go ahead and chop away.
Let's
Right.
cut it into as
I
many
would like-
tiny
I would
pieces
like
as
to-
possible.
Just help with the slicing because this thing's rude.
Okay. So, 15 or so years ago, there was a massive battle in here that ended with a certain ranger and a certain barbarian pummeling this aboleth into a fine paste. And this is very much a mirror image of that, but with bladed weapons.
Zuda walks up to Ryan while they're doing this and restores 13 hit points.
Oh, thanks.
Gen E is casting prestidigitation on themselves to remove the salt from their gears and their legs, and then taking a step forward towards the boat, and then casting prestidigitation on themselves to remove the salt, and taking a step forward, and then They're still in the water. They're just
okay.
casting prestidigitation constantly as they are walking through the water to get back to the boat and climb somewhat clumsily back in.
Jenny, there's still plenty of room in the boat. You can join me.
Oh yeah, Jenny is doing that. Jenny is totally doing that. They were just making sure that they could make it all the way. Right. Well, do you feel that?
Oh God, what's trying to kill us now?
Is it my spleen on the outside of my body?
I thought Jenny put that back.
I mean, it still hurts.
Well, I imagine it does.
What did you notice? What is happening?
Nothing. That whole foreboding sense that we started to get as we got closer to here? You felt that, right?
Yes,
Yes.
of course. Mm-hmm.
I don't feel it now, do you?
No.
I'm still in the water, so my sense of foreboding is kind of already at an 11.
Yeah, the spleen
Understandable. You
has
should get back
given me
in
a
the boat,
constant
dear.
feeling of foreboding.
In any case, I think it's safe to say that this thing was the source of the nightmares. I vote for getting out of here, someplace dry with no salt.
I second that.
This is a good plan. Where should
Okay.
we go?
That does sound right.
I hate everything.
What do you say we visit a particular village?
The one we were at before we came into the cave? Or...
No, a location that doesn't have any vampires, dead or otherwise.
Sounds better than here.
Great, I'm sure you'll enjoy it. It's a little trading town called Idaho.
I hate everything about you.
We won't be staying long, but it's where the tracks end. Okay, and that's where we're going to end it for tonight.
Sounds like a better place to go than here.
It's a trading
Well,
town.
here is a pretty low bar.
Maybe they have
Well, yeah,
more-
but you take what you can get.
I will check when we arrive, see if they have more yarn I can use to weave some.
Oh, they
It
have
will
all
be
kinds
fun.
of things.
This will
A little
be good.
overpriced, though.
Well, we'll see. Perhaps can barter.
Thank you, Archbeth. Wait until you encounter the glory that is Idaho. I'm glad that Archbeth immediately picked up that's an Abbott and Costello bit.
Mm-hmm.
There's 3 settlements that are really close to each other. There was the dwarven mining town of Husan, which was the first place
Oh
that the
no.
party went to. There was
Mhm.
Watson. That was the second town the party visited.
So
and
from
Idaho was on third.
Watsonian point of view, as opposed to a Doyleist point of view.
I
Okay.
hate everything about you.
And you come back every week, and I appreciate our friendship.
Oh,
Yep.
that's our shortstop.
All right, so let's do a few quick plugs. USB, Firewire. If we're doing Blast from the Past, we got to talk about Firewire.
You're the
I have-
worst.
I recently bought a laptop from Goodwill that had a Firewire port on it. I'm amused highly by this, but never mind about that. So Chris does a fortnightly recorded podcast. AzerothCTC.com is where you can find it. They just recorded a new episode today, I believe.
Yes, we did. We had a tinfoil hat episode about lore, about what broke the engine of death going into Shadowlands for World of Warcraft. It was a really good conversation, actually.
I'm going to bite my tongue before I go off on a tangent about how tinfoil hat's related to the Thursday All Modron game that I play. Next up, Ellie runs an entire social network. Elek, ELEKK.xyz. It is Mastodon compatible, but you don't have to necessarily go there to follow us on social media. We have a variety of social media accounts. You can see what we have by going to the cast page, which is linked in the show notes and is on the screen now if you are watching this in video format. EO's mom writes books. You can get those at book. Oh, I did it again. Why am I messing that up now? I was so good for years, for literally years. EO's mom writes books. Elizabeth-McCoy.com. I keep doing that. Jen, I know why. Because I'm talking about books being written, and Jen's website is bookofjen.net.
Right. Yes.
So that's why I'm making that mistake. But it is still a mistake. As was stated, EO's mom writes books at Elizabeth-McCoy.com. There is no relation between the two other than they are all awesome people. And Cindy is also awesome. Thank you, Cindy, for being Cindy and getting the killing blow tonight. That was also awesome. Okay, and one last quick plug. We have a Patreon, patreon.com/cogwheelgaming. Help us keep the lights on. You can join other illustrious patrons, including Chris, Ellie, Eric, Mickey, and Walter. So, until next time, this is Crash saying, you still
We're all
did not
going
do a
to die?
full clear. I don't know what's coming next.
We're all going to die.
I
Good night,
think you
everybody.
just said what's coming next.
Okay, I'm going to press some buttons.